Hi there guys, hope you're all having a good week. My name's Jordan, welcome back to Uninformed RPG. So another tips and advice video for you guys today. This is tips and advice for current or experienced players who are accepting a new player into their party. Either somebody who is completely new to tabletop RPGs or just another player that's experienced with a different system but is trying out a new system for the first time. And these are just some tips that I think will help you guys to be able to accept that player more easily, help them get to grips with the system a bit better, and to keep the story flowing and to make sure everybody is having a good time. So with that being said, the first piece of advice I've got for you is help them figure it out. So if they're sort of sitting there not really sure what to do, they're not familiar with the system or the skills or the actions that they could take, just volunteer the advice. Ask them what they'd like to do and tell them how they can do it. The other players or the GM, this just encourages them, it makes them feel more involved, it makes them feel more useful, and basically it just progresses the story. Like they get to know the system better more quickly, and as soon as they know the system, they're obviously a lot more comfortable in playing it. And that's more fun for everybody. Everybody's having more fun when everybody knows what they're doing. The second tip I have for you guys is to ask them what they want to do in terms of progressing the story and what the party should do as a whole. So I understand what it's like to be at a table when everybody's sort of talking what to do next and you're just sort of sat there quietly, not really sure how to pitch in or not really sure what you can offer. So I think it's important to just, if you notice somebody like that that's a bit quiet, not really sure of themselves, just ask them, get them involved in the conversation, ask them what their ideas are, because then that encourages them to pitch in more on these discussions. And again, they're having more fun then if they feel more useful and they are contributing to the story and everybody is then having a good time together. And the final tip I've got for you guys today is to encourage roleplay. So people who are new to RPGs obviously haven't had much role-playing experience. You might have a player at your table who is very new to the system or to this particular genre, but has had experience with roleplay before, but again, they're not really sure maybe how to roleplay the character they've created in this setting. So this is where I would sort of say, ask people what to do in character, rather than asking the player what they would like to do. Ask them in character, encourage them to respond as their character. And I think that just encourages them to find their voice with roleplaying and to help them to get immersed in the world more. The more immersed you are, the more you can have fun with this, because that's what we all want to do. We're all here to have fun. We're all here to lose ourselves in a fantasy, imaginary world, and to encourage roleplay is something that I think is really important. Again, a new player might actually not be very comfortable with that, and it might take them a little while to settle into roleplaying. I know it took me a little while for sure. I wasn't really very comfortable with voices initially, so again, just having that time to settle in and to be encouraged to do that really did help. And I think it's really important to try and get new people to settle in as quickly as possible into these games so that we can all go back to doing what we love, which is playing RPGs together, having an absolutely wonderful time. With that being said, those are my tips today for how you guys can more effectively help a new player to settle into your games. Because I understand the feeling of having to settle into a new game, especially with people who are much more experienced, and it is just so much more helpful when they are encouraging you and they want you to do well. So I think if you can have that and you can get that feeling across to them, then it's just going to be a much better experience for them overall. So again, thank you very much for joining me guys, and I shall see you all again next time. Laters.